1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so the chord changes to "Softly as in a Morning Sunrise." I have my own way of doing it. I don't want to say it's unique, but it's kind of cool, and it's like a compilation of a lot of different influences. One of the big ones being Richie Byrack, who I studied with many, many years ago when he used to live on Spring Street. He's since moved to Europe and has recently passed away. But he showed me a lot of cool modal stuff, and I kind of put a lot of that in this song, where instead of doing like 2 5s, ba ba dee da da dee da dee da 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 da, I'm just doing C minor 11, just C stacked fourths, B da 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 dee da, right? And I'm kind of getting all the chords in: C, the D, and then the G with a B natural. So I'm kind of spelling those chords, but making it feel much more modal. And then the first ending, I do a old school turnaround, putting a little like blues thing to it. I always like to put a little funky blues stuff when I can in songs. And so it worked great in this song. So the 2 A sections are ba, 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 ba. Then the first ending. Let me repeat. C, D. And then we're going to prepare for the E flat by doing a 2 5 into E flat. It's one of the few times in this song we're going to really establish a key, because we're making a change from C minor to E flat major, the relative major. And I'm using these little shell voicings, the root, the 7, and the third. The outside voicings are a tenth apart. And then for the bridge itself, I'm going to be doing pedaling. I'm going to pedal as much as I can. So I'm going to start by pedaling the 5 on the E flat chord. And I can keep that B flat for my C7 chord. Right? So I have a little C triad and a B flat in the bass. Then for my F minor, I invert it. And this looks like an A flat 6, but it's functioning as an F minor over A flat. And then my D chord with a F sharp. Then 2 bars of G. 7 root position. First inversion with no 7th. I just like the sound of this. And especially because my next chord is going to have this G on top, I'm going to play C minor. Now these chord changes I came up with myself, and I hate to say it, I don't really remember how I did this or why I did it, but I love the way it sounds. C minor, A flat over C, all kind of relative to C minor or E flat major. Then down, half step, G over B, which is related to C minor. And then I'm doing a B flat 6/9, which looks like a lot of different things to me. It could be like that C minor 11 with the B flat in the bass. Then A flat, which is relative to both keys. And then a G7, and I'm calling it a flat 13 because when I voiced it, I used my E flat. I call this E flat as opposed to D sharp. And then I just do the open B natural, and then a nice C minor 9 chord. And then we got to turn it around. So the bridge. C, F minor over A flat, D over F sharp, G, first inversion, C minor 7, A flat over C, G over B, B flat 6/9, A flat 6/9, G, really G augmented, or you call it G713, open B string, the third of G, C minor 9. And there you have it. Not really the most, complicated thing in the world, but it all kind of hangs together. That's another important thing, that if you take a look at this chord chart and you play, you could see that I'm just not like playing sort of like an idea, a rhythmic idea or harmonic idea, and then just throwing it away. I'm developing it. And even though the rhythm changes a little bit in the bridge, it's still very similar to what's happening in the A section, right? So there's a little lesson there where theme and development is very important. Voice leading is also important, where these are not moving by more than a whole step. And then when I get to the bridge, I'm trying to connect everything as close as I can. Now when I'm on a chord, I can leap around, but you try and connect when you're moving from chord to chord. I'm connecting by either half or whole step most of the time, trying to. So all those cool little things, voice leading, rhythm, repetitive rhythm, thematic idea to what you're doing is all important. So there you go. Take this little lesson here, little mini lesson on the chord changes to softly, and try them out. Do your own thing with it. But as I say, always start by like just trying to do exactly what I did, and then just do your own thing. But first, get what I did. So this way you can kind of crawl inside my brain for a minute, see how I think, and then you could just adapt it to your way of doing stuff. So that's it. So until next time, peace, straight ahead, and strive for tone.